Hey, what's going on, everyone? I thought I would just do a little bit of a console collection video here. Before I start this one, I do want to say I was a dumbass in my retro games collection thing, um, and I forgot to put in PS2 games because they are essentially retro. And how Dreamcast games are retro, and stuff like that. Then obviously you could call PS2 games retro. So why I didn't have those in there, I don't know, but I'll show those off some other time. I also forgot the one Atari 2600 game I have and the one Genesis game I have because I just haven't really. And the reason I mentioned why I don't have very many games in that video. So without further ado, I'm just gonna get into my actual console collection, and I've got like a huge ass pile of the bastards right next to me. So I'm gonna start out with probably the hardest to lift for me right now, because it's right here. This is gonna make a thud. Ah, the Beast. Oh god, the cover came off. Ah. The Beast. This PlayStation 3 right here. This thing. Oh, one, I had a lot of good time. This thing was actually given to me. This was given to me by someone I knew, and I'm not going to get into the whole story of that, but this thing provided me with a lot of fucking fun, and I really did like this console. And I really do like that it's the big ass model, because I actually prefer the big ass model because to me it just looks the best. It's not the original. I believe it was the 40 gigabyte model that had all the like really insane shit, as you can see, because it doesn't, there's nothing in there. There's no fucking random CF card slot in there, so it's not that model. But I still really like this console. It's still really badass looking and blah blah blah. And this thing is a fucking beast. And I am starting out with more recent consoles. I don't actually have current gen consoles, so the Wii U, the PS4, and Xbox One. I just don't necessarily have the money or need to go get those consoles. Well, the Wii U could be the exception to that. I do have this bastard, an Xbox 360, but that's pretty much fucking everyone has an Xbox 360, so yeah, simple enough. Alright, now getting into the more retro stuff. Just taking off the top of the pile O consoles right here. This is my Model 1 Sega Genesis. I got this thing when I got my Dreamcast last year. I believe it was like around I think it was like November, or I can't remember if it was like January or something, but that's when I got this, and I got the Dreamcast with it, which is over there. So yeah, there's my Genesis. And of course, my kind of beaten up NES here. I mean, there's not much more to say. I mean, this thing's legendary. I'm pretty sure all of you know what an NES is. So, okay. And here's my, oh god. The pile is, well, there's a console avalanche right there. This is my GameCube, with decals on it, because I'm like, literally, as I said before, I am obsessed with Pokemon down to a fucking molecular level. So this is just a normal silver, like, limited edition GameCube. It just has decals on it. Let's see, this I picked up last week. This is a Sega Saturn with a copy of Daytona USA in it. I picked this up last week because these are starting to become more rare, it seems. And they were only asking $50 for the thing, so I'm like, fuck yeah, I'm gonna take it, because, like I said in one of my other videos online, they're charging like $80-90 for a Saturn, and I'm not gonna pay that much for, well, anything at this point, because I don't have that kind of money. So I paid $50 to hook me up with 2 controllers, hook me up with all the cables, and I got a game for it. And I walked out of there really fucking happy with myself. So I'm definitely going to start collecting for it soon. And oh, here we go. Here is my 4-switch Atari 2600. And with it, and this is just sort of a personal little thing, personal little blurb. If you're going to have an Atari 2600, you're going to find out that it has this little, RCA cable thing, and you're going to be like, so how the fuck do I hook this up to my modern TV? And you don't necessarily do that without something that you can put onto this, and it'll just go right into your coaxial import there. And it's one of these things. This right here is a female, whatever the hell you call this, to male coax. So you just put this in there like this, and then bam, you can put that right into your TV, and it'll work. So nifty little thing. And this is my slim PS2. I gave my original fat PS2 to a friend years ago, and I just went and got this one after that. Hey, copy of GTA Vice City. That's my favorite GTA. Alright, here's another beast. That is my original Xbox. I'm pretty sure you all know what this thing is. It was Xbox before Don Matrick came and fucked everything up, and then Phil Spencer came and fixed it. This here is PS1. You've all seen the PS1. You all know what it looks like. I had to fix this damn thing because it wasn't this right here. Yeah, it's doing that. So sometimes it won't close, and I had to fix it, and it's still kind of not closing properly. So, well, luckily the disk drive isn't shot on it yet, and I won't have to turn it upside down to play games on it yet. Next up here is a very, unfortunately, yellow on the bottom Super Nintendo. And the reason it's yellow, and I can sort of go into this, and there are ways to combat this. I can link you to a video. I can link you to like multiple videos of how to fix that yellowing down there. If you can kind of see it on here, that yellowing, that's not just aesthetic. It's not just there to look pretty. Even if you do like the way it looks, it's not good, because it's actually eating up the plastic, and it's actually making the plastic more brittle and more susceptible to breaking. So this is the only Super Nintendo they had at the store I go to that was in this good a shape, and so it's pretty yellow. I'm gonna have to use some Retro Brite on that. I can't really justify using Retro Brite on this quite yet, because I don't have enough consoles that are yellowed or anything, so that it's ridiculously expensive. So, next up here is my Nintendo 64. You know what a Nintendo 64 is, I can pretty much guarantee that. So, just normal, stock, black, and 64. Next up here, reaching way over, is this bastard. This has actually become my favorite console, despite being an uber Nintendo fan, because there's just from the moment I picked this up and I hooked it up to my TV, there was just something really special about this console. It kind of spoke to me, and I don't know what it was. I don't necessarily know what it was, but it really spoke to me, and I really do enjoy the console. I don't know what made me snap, but I'm really glad I picked this thing up, because oh my god, I love this console to death. And that's coming from like an uber Nintendo fanboy. Speaking of uber Nintendo fanboyism, I have my handhelds here now, which I don't have that many of, but I do have this DSi, and if you can sort of see that, you can see Reshiram right there, and then you can see Zekrom right there. This is a special edition DSi. It's really badass. I fucking love this thing. The inside is just stock DSi, but out here I really love this right here. This is badass. This DS is specifically for playing this game. I have poured so many hours into this game that I should probably be put into a mental institution. But yeah, it's definitely my favorite Pokemon game, and I know there's going to be Gen Winers out there and shit. I don't give a fuck. I've been playing it since the beginning, and I just really like black for whatever reason. So this is just my 3DS. It's just a 3DS. It's not the new 3DS. I would like a new 3DS, but I don't need a new 3DS because I don't really play games on handhelds that much anymore. So, eh. This is my Game Boy. It is a Game Boy. It plays Game Boy games. I believe it's been refurbished, so it's in really, really nice shape. That's kind of cool. This is my PSP 3000, which I'm probably eventually going to hack and put some ROMs on there for if I'm ever going to actually emulate anything, which I really don't ever do. Like say I'm like on a long trip and maybe I, have a couple of PSP batteries on me for whatever fucking reason, and I just want to play some retro games and stuff. So, yeah, that's pretty much my entire console collection. So, it'll definitely grow within the next couple of months because I have the energy to go out collecting again, as I've said before. So, yeah, I don't have anything more than that, really. So, I'll see you later. And here they all are, posing for a little group shot there. There's my gaming rig and all that stuff over there. I was watching a fucking Ashens video because Ashens is baller. But yeah, the shelves where these consoles are supposed to be, they look so empty and gross, just like barren without the consoles there. So I'm gonna get to work putting these back in there and probably cleaning them for the next 500 billion years. So